Hello, greetings to you. You're welcome to our channel, Touch Billions, and today we're actually going to be looking at BTC chart, Bitcoin. Today is 05 August, sorry, 08 August 2025. Take note, 08. Today is a Friday, Friday, 08 August 2025. Okay, let's get on with it. So yesterday we looked at, I think I said I was really going to share the results for this. To yesterday, at this particular point here, where we looked at the market had already got into this zone. You see that the market came down to this zone, tapped this point here. Look at it here. The market came to this zone, tapped this point here, and went to the upside. So I took this trade actually. I took this trade. So probably if you're in our community, if you're not in our community, check in the description of this video, or should I say, yes, the description. You see a link to join our community. You see the results for this. So I took this trade, I'm still on the trade actually, right? I'm still on the trade because I feel that the market has a tendency of still going up, to this zone at this very top here, right? To this zone at this very top here. So that's really a good opportunity for a sell if the market chooses to respect that, right? So we looked at this particular point here where we said the market was going to has reacted from this point and was going up. So I bought at around this region here. And patiently waited for the market to just do its thing. You understand? Waited patiently for the market to do its thing. Now, what are we looking at today for? What are we looking at today? So I'll take this out. This has been invalidated, right? So I'll take this out, right? So what are we looking at? Now we're looking at, first of all, we can clearly see that this market is still on an uptrend, right? You can clearly see that this market is still on an uptrend, right? So what am I looking at for a possible new buy? We can look at this zone here. Because the market, got rejected at that zone. And if you're my student, you should really understand why this is a point of entry, right? Why this is actually a point of entry. You understand? Support turning resistance. Resistance turning support. So that is also something. So this can also be a point of entry for the market, right? So let's look at it on the 2 hours time frame and have a clear idea. Okay, so this can actually be let's look at the 4 hours time frame. Okay, so this can actually be a very good point of entry, right? This can actually be a very, very good point of entry. You understand? Still, having this market go into the upside. Now, if this market chooses to respect this zone, right, the market can still come all the way down to this point if there's any massive news that would, make it, do its thing. So these are two zones, right? This is the first zone here. There's the first zone of entry, and this can actually be the second zone of entry. So most times when you have a point where you feel that, okay, this market can, now this market can react here, move up a little. If there's a strong move to make it go down, then it can go all the way down to tap this particular point. You understand? You get me? Because this point can actually also act as a liquidity. There's an imbalance here that probably would need to be filled. Then the market can just come all the way down here. That's also very possible. So when trading the market, there are various strategies, right? Good. Some people can take the first strategy. Some people can also patiently wait for the second strategy. But every single thing still boils down to the fact that the market will come up to a zone around this zone here where we can now see a possible sell, around this zone. And now, if we see a possible sell, let me take this out. If we see a possible sell around this zone, right, which I just pointed out now, know fully well that we're still, let me go to the fast time frame for clearer picture. We're still waiting on the market, you know, around the zone as well. We're still patiently waiting for the market around this zone. This is a very good point of what's it called? A very good point for sell. Now, if you see very clearly on the higher time frame, the market is giving us a clear movement to the downside to some extent, right? You can see from all the way here, the market created a lower low, another lower low, another lower low, another lower low. There's a tendency of the market doing same thing here. And that's why you can see the market reacting around this point. So it's very clear that a very good sell opportunity can be coming. You understand? So already I have a limit order for this particular zone here waiting. So we can see a very good sell order around this zone here, and the market can just take us all the way down because on the higher time frame structure, the market is giving us that downtrend vibes, but on the lower time frame structure where we can see this particular movement here, the market is also giving us another structure. So you can get to understand very clearly that different time frames offer different structures. So already, if you've gone through our academy, you understand some of these things I'm actually trying to say. That's why knowledge is very important. Now, this what I'm doing here is good, especially for those who have knowledge already. They can relate to every single of my videos. But if you're very, very much new and you don't have the necessary knowledge, most times it can be very confusing. Even if you feel that you are really, really understanding, it may be a really big challenge, especially when you don't have the right knowledge, right? So it's very important. The right knowledge is key, you understand, in order to be able to interpret the markets very correctly, in order to be able to have very much consistent results, because results comes from consistent practice, consistent trading, consistent looking at the market, consistent trying to understand what the market is doing on a daily basis. Like, you need to be able to put in the work, you need to be able to sacrifice your time, you need to, now it's not as if it's so crazy or difficult, but then this day-to-day activity gives you that energy, gives you that insight, gives you that eye-opening to what the market can do, and you start seeing it very interestingly clear, right? So this is exactly what you understand. Well, if you notice, we did not really do the whole top-down analysis today because we already have pinpointed points, or should I say key level points that we already have, created. Like, we can say this is one of the key level points that we've been waiting for patiently for. There's also another key level points here that we're waiting patiently for. Then these are two key level points, that we're also looking at for. So these are zones that you can be able to pay attention to, and we can be able to see what the market can do. We can be able to see what the market can do in terms of possibilities, in terms of buy and sell. And of course, when trading, always try as much as possible to pay attention to adequate risk management, because that is exactly what will save you in this space. You don't know if you're going to be 100% right or 100% wrong, but your risk management will always increase your chances of success in this space. If you got value, do well to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, turn on your notifications, so whenever we post videos like this, you'll be updated. You can comment in the comment section whether you have a question or contribution. Know fully well that we're here to actually help you win. Thank you.